Well, looks like we got a couple people more wandering in here. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
It's been a while since I've actually did that long, so we just did that thing for Totally Not Mark.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, like the hair.
Thank you.
Don't compliment it, that means he'll keep it.
I mean, I'll be honest, like when I started growing it out, I wasn't like a huge fan, but it grew on me.
That is the highest quality joke you're getting here tonight, accepted. Including the previews and videos. Heads up, so we're going to be showing you two different things tonight. We're going to start off with a preview for the next HFIL.
I know a vast majority of you are here for, DBZA. Is that a fair assessment? Yeah. How many of you have been watching our Home for Infinite Losers Cell Goes to Hell series? Well, some of you are going to be introduced to it. It's we've been having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, it's honestly one of my favorite things to work on right now.
Anybody familiar with Devil Artemis? He's the guy that's been animating that stuff for us. So, and he's been doing a hell of a job.
Get it? Because he's in hell. And then at the very end of it, and this is a heads up because I don't want to spoil any of you guys who haven't seen the series and plan to, I'm going to be showing the entirety of Beastars in 8 minutes. So if you guys...
A smattering of applause. A true smattering. The crowd truly went wild this day.
So if you guys don't want to see that and would rather leave before it starts, I'll give it a heads up. Otherwise, well, enjoy the Yiffy goodness.
But other than that, welcome everybody to the Team 4-Star It's been too long since we've been back here with you fine people. It has been wonderful being able to come out here, meet a lot of you again, and meet a lot of new faces. And I swear to God, this past 18 months has been the longest year of my life. I think we can all agree with that.
Oh yeah, no. As I've said before, 2020 was just a decade packed into 1 year.
And it's not over.
No. But hey, we're going to give you a little bit of laughter to kind of cut the pain a little bit. Let's start off with the preview for HFIL.
Oh, we're starting off with the preview. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, no.
I haven't seen the full preview yet, so even I'm excited. I've seen bits and pieces of this, but we've got 2 episodes out. This is, to set this up, Cell and Frieza are having a bit of an argument down in HFIL. Who's the real queen bee of hell? So, our lovable camp counselors, Gaz and Mez, decided that this would be best settled over a game of dodgeball. It goes about how you imagine.
All right, let's get this. Let's stand for the camera. I don't know.
Is that a thing that we do? Oh, we still got a couple of people trickling in as well. Hello. You guys made it just in time for the preview of HFIL episode 3.
Okay. Well, looks like we won't be able to take the lights down, but that's fine.
Everybody can see the projector. That's the most important part.
All right, and let's get started. Oh, if you're just gonna open in that, not actually open up, that's great. Thank you.
I'm a big blue boy.
This will be a 4v4 match of Volleyball. Our first team building exercise with our newest member, Cell. Cell and Frieza, you are the team captains, and you shall now each select your teammates. The first one to pick shall be decided by coin toss.
I choose Tails.
So you're giving me head?
Tails!
Never fails.
Good! Now, Frieza, pick your first teammate.
All right, Frieza. You need someone close, strong, and who follows orders. Dodoria is an obvious first pick, but then Cell will counterpick Zarbon. Unless he knows that I know that and has planned around me picking someone else. But at our level, the least obvious choice is sometimes the most. I picked Dodoria.
I pick Zarbon.
next time don't spend so much time on your first pick, yeah?
I'm really excited about this one because anyone who's seen all of Dragon Ball is going to recognize a lot of very similar and familiar poses throughout the fight. In fact, the script that we gave Devil Artemis includes just image after image after image. It's like one of those Dragon Ball Fighters comparisons where they show you all the different moves they use for all the different attacks. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's been a lot of fun to work on, especially because I haven't played Gauze since season 2, I think.
I believe Hellsing Ultimate Abridged was a thing, sir.
The voices are different, okay, Dad? You see, hell no, I can't even do it. They're the exact same shit.
I was about to say, one's Nazi and the other's just gay.
Don't judge the major. You know
guys,
it too.
But yeah, we do actually have a mic over here for anybody who wants to ask some questions. So just line up right there and ask away.
Yeah, feel free to hop on over.
This guy's like, can I? Is it all right?
Do it!
Absolutely.
There we go.
Let me get the self-promotion out of the way. So, my name is Blake Runner. I've made a couple of good YouTube. Okay, I lied, it's not good. They're good in my taste, but I made a couple running videos. I did a tire wheel video for, running with a tire wheel for like 6 miles, and I just ran with someone on a hoverboard, and obviously. So, if you want to check that out,
You might want to get a little closer to the mic.
So if you want to check that out, I gladly appreciate that. But out of self-promotion out of the way, I have a question for you guys. For you, both of you, I would save this question for Scott for later because what do you think about the whole animation community? Because I have plans for that, and what do you think about it as like a whole?
The animation community?
As in, the animators, what do you mean?
Because you guys started doing animations, Devil Artemis.
Oh yeah, I mean, ultimately we're not familiar with, personally familiar with a lot of different animators, although it has also been really cool to see animation kind of get a lot more traction online.
Especially since 3D animation has become a lot more accessible.
Blender has done wonders for a lot of, otherwise would not be animators.
So much wonderful porn.
It's actually really cool because I think Steam Filmmaker actually really enabled a lot of people.
So much wonderful porn.
And then Blender, basically, Steam Filmmaker gave them the ability to practice modeling and simple animation. Blender really gave them the opportunity to step it up a notch. And it's just been really cool to see a lot of people develop their skills and that community grow. I don't personally know a lot of them, but it's just been so cool to watch that develop.
Yeah, like every community. I mean, I remember back in the day. I don't know much about the animation community on YouTube. I know a couple of people. It's generally not the stuff that I go searching through on a day-to-day basis. But just through the grapevine, I've met a number of very talented animators. It reminds me, just with this explosion of Blender and all these other various ways of 3D animation, reminds me very much of back in the day when we started doing the anime parodies, and then you came along and ruined it for everybody by being too good. Making us up our game when I'm already a crappy editor, dick.
I was going to save the next question, but I'll save it for next time. Thank you.
Okay, sure, no
No
worries,
worries, man. Hello.
Oh yeah, I did see. Yeah.
Technically, he was already at the front of the line.
Yeah. All right. This is not a question for you guys, but actually a request for everybody here.
I don't think we have enough mics.
All right. This guys, the whole group, not just Kaiser and Nick, Taka and everybody else has been awesome this past 18 months. Keeping us safe and keeping us sane. So I don't know if I can get everybody to give these guys a round of applause.
message on behalf of someone else who can't be here anymore.
Aw.
So, on the topic of animation, I don't know if y'all ever remember the name Angel X Mikey, but he was like a really prominent YouTube animator and loved all of Team 4 Stars like Abridged things.
I've heard that name before.
You recorded a video for him when he was in the hospital recovering
That was him?
the lung transplant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm here now. I just wanted to say thank y'all for everything that you're doing, and to really love that you all are venturing into like an animation kind of course here.
Aw.
I meant to bring y'all prints, but I forgot them at home, so I'll give y'all those later. But I just really appreciate it, and I know this is like his favorite con to come see y'all because it was more accessible for him and the whole group and everything. I know that was like a huge inspiration in his entire career for animations, so I just wanted to lend that to y'all.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Make sure to give it our best. Yes, please.
Hi guys.
Hello. Hello.
So, I just want to say two things. First of all, I quote Hellsing to myself daily, and he inspires me to be a better bisexual. Just go at it, you know?
And no one can discern his sexual preference.
Exactly. But it's everyone. Anyways, the second one is, how did Team 4 Stars start? Like, what brought y'all together?
So when a man and a woman love each other,
In the beginning, there was nothing. Gas was superheated throughout. Okay.
who here saw Little Karibo's Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged? Okay. Basically, he was doing that for a while. Then this idiot started doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Show Abridged, and then I, an even bigger idiot, thought I can do that better than
You're
you
really abridging this story, aren't you?
He did that, you did that because you were inspired by him and you needed something to do after you got hurt in that accident. I wanted to do it because I literally just wanted to
over the crippling of me.
I just wanted to be better than literally everybody else. And then he and I met, we started working together through Kurt, who was doing G-Gundam Abridged. Then one day Kurt asked me, hey, what would you like to do if you could do any anime? And I said, Dragonball Z. And he's like, well, why don't you? And I'm like, because it's way too big. And also, these guys are doing it.
I was working on the movies already with, okay, show of hands. Are there people in the audience who saw the first two Dragon Ball Z Abridged movies that Masako, Vegeta 3986 and I made? That is too many people. There needs to be They don't exist on YouTube anymore, so you guys are like an archive.
And yeah, you guys were doing that. I loved your Goku. Your Piccolo was also really good. And I was like, well, if I want to do it, I absolutely want to use these guys. And so then
And somehow I stayed Krillin.
yeah. I mean, it was really funny because it was kind of like an offshoot of what you were doing for Koenma and Yu Hakusho Abridged.
I just wanted to do something different.
And so ultimately, after a long conversation, his requirements were
Specifically, Kiyotaka came to me and was like, what would you think about doing this series? And I said, okay. I get to be on the writing team and I get to play Vegeta because I have Vegeta.
And so after we agreed to that, boom, that's kind of how it started.
That's awesome. Would y'all mind if I asked if y'all just gave me a I'm still cooler?
Oh, I mean, neither of us play cooler.
But I'll do it anyway.
Yes.
But at least I'm still cooler.
Yes. Thank you.
I can't do justice. Is that bad?
I'm doing King Kai because I hate all of you. No matter what, I'm still cooler!
Drop that blast and shatter their head. Hello?
I really don't have a specific question.
Then ask a random one.
Well, okay, first I gotta say about how you said how there are people here who said that your show got people during middle school. Yeah, I'm that kid right there.
Why can't this be whiskey?
Yeah, I learned that every day too. But
Jokes on you, mine's full of gin.
as far as a random question, try out Jump Force.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I guess we're talking about Jump Force.
What do I think about Jump Force? I mean, it's a pretty bog standard anime arena fighter that is a solid IGN 7. It's alright, I'm sure it has its fan base, but I'm not huge on arena fighters.
You ever see a man just take a shit on a game on stage?
Not for this little money.
Hello. Hi, my name's Tom.
Hello, Tom.
I've been a lifelong fan ever since I figured out that anime's a thing.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you were an alcoholic. I'm not one.
Or something like that? Yeah, it's been short. Squat down for it.
Yeah. No, you literally just told it.
That makes you just take it out thing. Anyway, so.
So I got two questions, one from a buddy and one from me specifically. Well, one of them a lot shorter. Okay. So the first question is from the buddy. What do you guys think about the Crunchyroll Funimation merge?
It's a little concerning, actually. Look, I've worked with Funimation before. I've never worked with Crunchyroll. It is a little bit weird when you see a lot of these things being consolidated because in the industry right now, we do kind of have a problem where there aren't a whole lot of different platforms to use, and I do think that is healthy. While I might not be about the monopolization of material on different platforms, because I want people to have access to as much anime as possible, I do think having only one service really kind of does limit your ability to kind of like, because I don't love Crunchyroll's player all that much, I'm going to be sure we're honest, and Funimation's is worse, so that's great. And I'm not trying to talk shit about either of these companies. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I am trying to say, like, hey, I don't know if I want everything to be under that one umbrella. Because we've seen what's happening with like companies like Disney and WB and Sony.
Well, you're running into a different problem that way. Is like, there didn't used to be all these streaming platforms, so some consolidation.
Well, that's another problem altogether.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you see what I'm saying, though? The consolidation is kind of a solution to that issue a little bit.
Yeah, it's just, I also want to, again, as I said before, I don't like the monopolization of that material via services. I just want there to be many services where I can access that material.
By the way, you just stumbled on a question that he and I debate while drunk.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you put together?
As far as like Crunchyroll and Funimation merging together, again, I don't really have too much of an issue of, you know, getting all of my anime in the one thing I already subscribe to. I mean,
I use Verve, which also includes Crunchyroll and High Dive and Rooster Teeth, and so that's really good for me. So
I use Russian websites, you know, good stuff.
Yeah.
And the other question, a lot more of a simple, very, very open and blunt question. What do you guys think of the movie Cats?
Oh God!
I don't.
It is marvelous. The fact that they made Idris Elba's cat Idris Elba colored is just, that was a choice they made, and that was a choice the visual effects team made. It makes you double take at least 3 times.
I don't like the fact, like, so I can actually legitimately say I'm not sexually interested in literally any of the characters in that film except for Idris Elba, and I hate him for it. Idris Elba is sexy no matter what he does, including the Cats film, and it hurts.
We're getting this Idris Elba like furry renaissance right now.
Oh yeah, now he's Knuckles and like what?
Yeah. What? Yeah, he's playing Knuckles, or at least that's what he teased.
Yeah.
Very great. Thank you guys so much for everything for all the years. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you kindly, dude. Appreciate it.
I'm not playing Knuckles. I did the question. 10, 11 years. And so I just have a question. In your words, what are some of the most important things you've noted in your experience when you manage such a long-term project like Dragonball Z Abridged? And when you were facing like creative limitations, what were some things that you had to factor in for, you know, ultimately making the decision that you weren't able to continue on with it?
So I would say, like, in terms of long-term planning, one of the things that we had to learn was that while it was always great to have a plan, and it really is good to kind of plan out where you want to go with certain characters and certain ideas, honestly, I would say Season 3 actually did largely benefit from a plan of where we wanted to take the characters. It is also good to recognize that sometimes, even like halfway through, be close to the finish line, that plan if you have to change it for the better, do it. Don't commit to the thing that you thought, oh, I absolutely want to do this, because if you see something that is legitimately the better alternative, you should probably take it. Now, it's always going to be a crapshoot, because when you're so close to a project like Hugh and I were, it's impossible to say 100% whether or not, is this decision I'm about to make the right one? But again, it's just important that you don't box yourself into an idea that you initially had just because it's the one you've been running with for that long.
A good example of that is one of the creative decisions we made, something that we had fully animated, the Android 16 backstory with the video log in his head. That was something that we came up with writing in that episode. Because in our headcanon, it made a lot of sense that Goku would have been the one that killed Jiro's son, which is why Jiro would have this massive blood feud. So that bit was written that episode, the episode it came out.
Yeah, which was actually inspired, I should note, by one of the reprints of the Tonga Bomb, where Akira Toriyama said that Android 16 was modeled after Dr. Jiro's son. He was killed in battle, but by a stray bullet, not by Goku. That was
just imagine if it was by Goku.
I know! I honestly, when I read that,
because it's oh man, Jiro wanting to kill him makes so much sense now.
Yeah, it wasn't just, oh, you destroyed the Red Ribbon Army, and I
You made me get out of my job.
I had an Uber because of you. No, I like the idea that it's oh, you killed my kid, so I'm going to spend the rest of my life literally making killer robots to end you.
Of course, that decision also comes with 30 years of hindsight.
Oh yeah,
in our favor.
Which I should also point out, because some people will say, "Oh man, your version did this part so much better." Yes, because we literally had over a decade to watch and analyze it and come up with a way that would seem fresh and new and subversive to the people watching now. Mm-hmm. So always keep that in mind: is that our version always comes with the benefit of hindsight. Speaking of hindsight, throughout all the Cell Saga, we did a lot of planning. One of my intentions was I wanted the entire saga, that season, to be about fatherhood. About Goku to Gohan, Vegeta to Trunks, and hell, even Dr. Jiro to Cell, and Android 16. So that was one of the things that I was really trying to focus on as we went through that saga.
Really jumped over that question.
Sorry, sorry, you asked about long-term planning, and yeah, one of those things is just, and also, we used to be very nonchalant with the casting. We had to start really figuring out, okay, what do we want to do with characters, and what direction do we want to go before we cast, because especially when we got to the Cell Saga, which was nothing but straight men, where I feel in the Saiyan Saga, the Namek Saga, you had all these big, loud, bombastic characters. It was the inverse. You had Android 16, 17, and 18, and Perfect Cell, and Dr. Jiro. These characters who were so straight.
Calling Cell a straight man in any scenario.
He could be quirky, but he was also usually pretty tame.
We played him quirky, but creepy.
Yes, yeah. So that's ultimately my feedback on that one.
Biggest thing I learned is how to mediate between him and Taco when they started getting at each other's throats. It's something I'm still trying to learn. Why are you cracking your knuckles at me? He's not
no, it's just a reflex when I hear his name.
Oh, okay. We love you, Taco, if you're watching out there somewhere.
Thank you, man. Absolutely. Hello.
Hello. I just want to say I'm a big fan of you guys for several years now. My friends and I have non-stop quoted Dragonball Z Abridged at work almost every day. So.
I'm glad you're a fan, otherwise you being here would be intimidating.
I wanted to ask, how do you guys decide who does what voices? Do you guys just kind of sit down okay, who does this voice best? Or hey, I want to do this voice?
He alluded to this earlier, but that process really changed. In the beginning, I just decided that I wanted to play a bunch of characters, and they said okay. And then I didn't get cast as anything else ever because I was playing half the main cast.
And then there was a bunch of side characters like Yajirobe, Korin.
Basically anybody where they pop up in an episode is
Oolong, Turtle.
Do I really want to take the time to... Nah, I got this.
Yeah, no, that's why I really half the supporting cast is because I was I really don't want to find somebody else for this, I'll just do the voice.
But yeah, in the beginning it was just kind of casting out of necessity. Who did we know, who was in our immediate circle, and who could we trust was the biggest part. As time went on, we made more friends, and those friends made more friends, and our circle grew to the point that we could actually hold proper auditions for some of these bigger characters that would come up, like 17, 18, various other things that we've cast along the way, especially in Hellsing.
Yeah, Hellsing had like a much bigger, much more extended cast. I wasn't supposed to play Pip Bernadotte, but the guy who was playing him ended up leaving. And then there was a big conversation about like, okay, who will we find? And finally Kurt just pinned me down and was like, you're Pip. And I'm like, oui. But yeah, there's a big casting process. In fact, the video I'm going to be showing you later, the Beastars one, trying to find Goshi was a nightmare, like days of auditions. Just
you cast me as a character like a day before it was finished.
You were in the booth and I was going back and forth on who I wanted you to play.
You made me record for 2 characters. I was like, actually no, I'd rather you play this one after I recorded for one, like 2 already. And they're like, no, after hearing that, I want you to play this guy. Okay.
But yeah.
Alright, well awesome, I appreciate it guys. It's nice meeting you, thank you.
Thanks, man.
All the best girl on your shirt. These guys got Sailor Jupiter, by the way, so.
So the Cell versus short videos, what was the thought process behind who, when it, like you were like, Cell should fight this person? Was it like people you know already doing these character voices, or were you like, who would be funny?
It was a little bit that, for
the Yusuke and Kuwabara one, it was mostly just like a shout back to my Yu Yu Hakusho Abridged, and we wanted to see how we could mix those 2 animation styles with the immaculate editing of Inagata Devita.
Yeah. At the time, part of it was actually just kind of us looking at other different shonen series that Dragon Ball had shared spaces with and other games. So, you had Fist of the North Star, you had Yu-Gi-Oh!, you had Yu Yu Hakusho.
And then we wanted to test out various animation styles with a bunch of different people, so when it came to like some of the 3D animated ones, like with Cell vs. Ryu, or
You and Kids, Sonic the Hedgehog, Deadpool. They were very experimental for us, actually.
We were really trying to like branch out to see what was going on, because we were coming close to the end of the Cell games at that point. We're like, we should probably start thinking about like how we're going to start doing other things too. So
yeah,
just experimenting a little and have some fun with it along the way.
Yeah. Actually, one of my, I won't lie, the Cell versus videos that we made back then were some of the most fun I've had in a while, which is actually kind of what inspired me to start working on projects like the X-Minutes series that we're now doing. I just really wanted to work on other properties because I don't just love Dragon Ball, even if it is my #1 love. I wanted to work on some other stuff, so.
Yeah, as far as when it came to casting those, again, it kind of went through that similar process.
If there was a very popular version of it, online, I did try to get those people.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Yu-Gi-Oh!
For Kenshiro, we got Remix.
Yeah.
Got the Kenshiro one, is still one of my favorites.
The Kenshiro one blows my mind every time, pun intended.
Yes, would like to know, what is funniest or most fucked up thing you've seen happen ever at convention?
That's actually a good question. I've been to a lot of furry cons, so.
Funniest thing that ever happened, from my perspective, I was thinking about this the other day. Most of these involve Taka. He is a magnet for bullshit. But this one was hysterical. The first convention we ever went to, Youmacon 2009. Dear God.
I remember this one.
This is a back-to-back kind of story. So we're doing our first autograph signing ever, and this cute girl walks up, signing stuff, and she gets to Taka, and she's like, I think you're really, 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 really cute. And Taka's just really blushing, because he's not used to this level of attention at that point. He's like, oh, thank you. And then she blurts out, I'm 18! And Taka's like, signs the thing, moves on. The very next year, I end up telling that story at the 18+ panel because I was drunk. We were there. And the very next person that walks up into the microphone says, okay, so first, I'm 19 now. Shit! Runs out the room. So the very next question, how does that happen? It's just so funny.
So I have less of a funny one and more of a harrowing one. there's a little convention in Chicago every year called Midwest Fur Fest. It is a furry convention because I am degenerate. I apologize for nothing.
Hence the Beastars video coming up.
Yes, that's the Beastars video. And so I go every year, and a couple of years ago, I was at a party, and we were all hanging out, having a good time, drinking, and I'm wearing my kilt and nothing under my kilt. This will become, the reason I clarify that will become apparent. So in the middle of it, I see one of the people running the convention come into the room and talk to another person running the convention in a very worldly manner. He leaves, comes back, and then we're told to evacuate the building. Turns out someone set up a chlorine bomb, and all of us had to go out onto the street in Chicago in December. And I'm wearing this actual shirt and a kilt with no underwear. And I'm standing out there for over 2 hours before finally the hotels nearby let us in because they realized that we're going to freeze out there. But yeah, that is easily the most situation I've ever had at a convention.
Were they innies by the end? Like,
oh yeah, my balls had contracted up into my chest.
Yes, Chicago!
Spasibo.
Well. I weep for a day. The Nazis are invading. The Catholics are crusading. Anyway, shitty avocado question out of the way. So, what was the funniest line that both of you managed to come up with in all of your bridge works?
Oh,
This is a very difficult question because after so much time, all of these lines just kind of blur together as to like who came up with what. Some of them are pretty concrete, but
yeah, like in between the fact that I can barely remember half the things we wrote, and I can barely remember half the things I wrote. I don't know. That's tough.
Favorite lines, though. I mean, God, there were.
I will say it's not the funniest, but one of my favorite lines I ever wrote, and I will absolutely always take credit for this one, is when Trunks is going up against Cell. He says, they've had this fight, they backed off of each other, and Cell's like, "Well, I'm impressed. Behind all that stern and hair is a capable fighter." And Trunks responds with, "And all that
behind all that smarm is a dead man."
Yeah, and behind all that smarm is a dead man.
Trunks, you couldn't fathom the amount of dead men behind me.
Yeah.
But it's just like I still get like some like not to like jack myself off or anything. I still get chills when I hear some of those scenes. Like Martin's, "Oh please, give me some ideas." I love that. Like there are plenty of lines that I love from our series, as are the funniest though. Like those ones are a bit hard. I think it's not even like that great of a line, but I love the setup and punchline of this is when Bulma is working on 16 and he's just going on and on about like why there are so many reasons to kill Goku. And she's like, "Okay, look, can we change the subject?"
"Okay, what is your favorite bird?"
"Oh, penguins."
Wrong! Actually, I could have sworn up and down that your favorite joke you ever wrote would have been the scene from movie 4.
That is my favorite scene, but it's not necessarily a joke. You know, that's like an entire thing.
I would say that is one solid, like...
It is a solid joke, but it's not a line, you know?
I guess. The one I'm talking about is actually from movie 4, Lord Slug.
Lord Slug, where Piccolo's beating up that orange dude, and this madman over here said, "Oh, we can do something with this footage where it's just a shot of the building, and Piccolo's just knocking him about, and he just keeps going in, and then the building explodes back in,
knocked off the building, back in."
Right down in the deepest cockles of my heart where the Looney Tunes lie. That's
yeah. Thank you so much.
Hello there.
Oh, hello, Mr. Man who just wants to live a normal life.
Don't touch the mic.
I know you guys are working on HFIL and other series, but I was just curious. Are you guys, perchance, looking for any more writers to join your team?
Writers is the one thing we have an overabundance of, unfortunately. When it comes to like the bottleneck, editing and animation, those are the big ones.
Yeah, unfortunately. A lot of people do ask that, and we're definitely left with writers. But we do appreciate the question. Everyone, give him a hand.
I've been remembered for a long time. I'm not going to grace you with a number, but I will say I remember Grant's Kingdom Abridged.
Sorry, what was that?
I said I've been a fan for a long time. Not going to grace you with a number, but just know I remember Grant's Kingdom Abridged.
Oh my God, I do remember that. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I'll leave that to y'all, and if they all need to do research, they can. My question is, are you ever thinking about doing another abridged series for another anime?
With the way that YouTube works now, it is very, very difficult to get any abridged project to stay up. I mean, we are still fighting to this day to keep the episodes of DBZA that we have up.
Yeah.
Every couple of months, like another batch of them will go down, and it's like, okay, now we have to work on that again, or else our channel's gonna get demonetized, and we got people counting on us, and
yeah.
So when it comes to starting an entirely new anime, I think that's the hole in our heart for that is somewhat spackled over by the X Minutes videos, because I would love to do more genuine anime parodies, but unfortunately the landscape just isn't good for it unless you can somehow reach the day where people like us can get permission from the actual owners to do something like that. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just the way YouTube is.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna Edison this elephant real quick, the one in the room. Fact is, we know that there's a lot of people probably in this room who are very disappointed that the Boo Saga isn't happening.
Us included, by the way.
Yeah, and I wanna know it includes us. With the burnout, there also came the trouble of it wasn't just burnout from working on the show. That we could have dealt with. It was everything else that came with it.
The burnout of fighting to keep everything up, and every time you post a new one, you gotta wonder, is this the one that's going to get our channel taken down?
Yeah, and the constant threat of legal action.
I should rephrase it. Get our channel taken down again?
Yeah.
Seems like 4 times.
And a lot of our people are in the industry now, and that becomes tougher because fan works are not exactly appreciated within the industry.
Yeah, so when we have people people that aren't really in on the inner group, people that we still pay to work for us, but they can't make a living off of that, and they're out in LA, they're in Texas, and they're trying to get work on other projects, and some companies frown upon the fact that this show exists, and might turn some people away for that, and we don't want to do that to any of the people that we work with, because they're all fantastic talents.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, I am sorry that the Boo Saga is not happening. I am, but it's also sort of the reality that I had to accept. And I think I personally accepted it when we finished the Cell Saga. For me, the Cell Saga is my ending. Apropos of nothing, even if we had done the Boo Saga, it would have still been my ending. I wrote it in a way that really gave me a lot of emotional catharsis.
Regardless, there still would have been a massive, massive break afterwards.
Oh
just
yeah,
because,
that
that line from pretty much all of those ending monologues between Goku, as a lot of people postured, that was us talking to the fans. Look, it's gonna be gone for a bit.
Yeah, but in the meantime, we are experimenting with a lot of different things. We're trying a lot of different new things, and who knows what the future, what lies in the future, and hopefully you'll be there. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
So, quick question, since Taka is not here.
Oh.
Really
leaning into that. No, I love Taka. I also love to tease him mercilessly when he's not here because it's not our fault that he's traumatically Canadian.
And we tease him even more mercilessly when he is here. Why don't you explain why he doesn't come here?
No, you were saying that.
Yeah, regardless, it's actually for you guys. But it is about time. So, since obviously he's probably not here because he's busy being a hot anime boy, what do you guys think about that? And would you guys consider doing the same?
I love his VTuber bullshit. Oh my god.
Here's the thing about Taka. When he commits to something, he commits hard. Like, I remember the months leading up to him, premiering his VTube model. He was going so hard into making sure that everything was perfect for it. Like, he is dedicated when he is set on something.
Yeah,
he is also very easy to distract, which is why I was surprised when he finally did premiere. It was like, oh wow, he saw this through.
Yeah. It's true. He goes from.
It's like a golden retriever.
Yes, he starts with the ADHD.
The golden retriever with the memory of a goldfish.
But that being said, yeah, no, I think the VTuber stuff is insane. I'm really proud that he got it off the ground. I tune in every once in a while just to see all of the shenanigans. Like, it's so good because VTubing caught on really big, and he got in not necessarily at the ground floor, but damn near.
He's very good about like seeing like, oh, this is gonna be like something.
Boy knows trends. He always recognizes trends.
He keeps his ear to the ground.
Yeah.
Like he's one of my best friends, and I am very happy that he's getting all the success that he's getting right now.
Yeah.
And
I'm also really jealous because I would absolutely VTube if I could. It's really difficult for me to find.
There's a lot of time dedicated to it. I mean, he is stressed as shit.
Oh yeah,
to keep up with everything that's going on with it.
I mean, that's the thing. If I did it, it would be very casual. But if you want to do it, it can't be that casual thing. It's sort of something you have to commit to.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that was the same kind of question. You guys think about doing the same thing?
I might someday, actually, because I never really thought my face on screen was all that necessary. So if I had a character, I think I'd actually be just in general more comfortable with it. So.
It's something I've pondered every now and again, but again, I don't think I'd be able to put the level of commitment that Taka would put in, like that Taka's put into it. So even if I did do it, it wouldn't be to the same extent.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys rock.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I like your full metal shirt, by the way.
Hello.
Hi there.
I had a question I had the other day. Especially with the current state of the world that we live in right now. Do y'all plan to continue the Unabridged series, or y'all going to make an announcement about that?
I have been pushing so hard since, everybody finally got back. So I'm like, okay, can we start filming that again? It's like I've been working out and I actually kind of like how I look on camera a bit now.
Meanwhile, I've got a terrible pandemic body, so I'm trying to hold off the filming as long as I can until I can get back on a treadmill.
I saw the writing on the wall back in January, back when Taka was doom screaming. But again, the boy's good on trends. I started buying a whole bunch of gym equipment and just converted one of my rooms in my house into a gym. So luckily, saved myself there. But I'm very excited to get back to Unabridged. We are looking to finish out the season here sometime before at least finish shooting the end of the first season sometime before the end of the year here, which I am very excited to get back to. How many of you out here have seen Unabridged?
Oh, cool.
Those that haven't, I would love it if you checked it out. I had so much fun working on that. It is a lot of fun. It's basically the concept is I ended up hiring a documentary crew to show what it's like working at the TFS office, but that's about as far as I'll go into it without spoiling where various episodes go.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Hello. Just gotta say, first of all, Charles Kaiser.
Ah, damn you.
It was one of the highlights of 2020 for me, so.
And Among Us was a godsend for me. I love that game.
Yeah.
Because I'm great at lying.
I was so happy when that was a thing that we started doing together because when the pandemic hit, we didn't see each other very often. So when we just started doing that every other week, I was in heaven. I got to spend fun times with all my friends. So.
And killing them.
Yeah, exactly. which honestly provided me other release.
To also confirm that the neighborhood club's World's Strongest, it's World's Strongest is actually on YouTube.
Oh God, where?
If you want, I can bring it up. Like,
No, do not bring it up.
He's filing a cease and desist right now. You understand?
Original World's Strongest DBCA should be there.
Oh no. It is. Oh no, the dead zone is too. Oh no.
Still up? Yeah.
First things first, I am freaking out right now. I never thought I would be able to actually see you.
I am too. Two of the things I hate the most are out there still.
Okay, so first question. What are you guys' thoughts on Masako's different what if series for Dragon Ball?
I think he's been having a lot of fun with it. I mean, I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to it. Sometimes he'll have me come in and voice shoot for some of them. But, you know, it's been doing very well for him. I love that, you know, he's really got a thing going with it.
It's not necessarily the kind of material that I would personally watch, so I haven't actually, sat down and watched any of them. But I am really impressed with the fact that he's been able to commit himself to so many of these. Lawrence has always been one of those people who, once he sets his sight on something, he will give every single ounce of energy to make it happen, and he usually does it with plum. I've rarely ever seen him really fail on something. So yeah, I gotta.
He'll put that polish on too.
Yeah, he's exceptionally good at what he does. So yeah, I don't personally watch them because that's not the kind of stuff that I watch on YouTube, but damn, I'm really impressed. Also, it makes for great joke fodder. Two of my favorite fake thumbnails we did for that was, what if Chuck Super Ball's right? And what is Trunks' persona? So yeah, those were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, and second question. What was going through you guys' head to make Cell so sexual?
He literally anally vores people. What do you think? He stalks people and then penetrates them.
And like the Saiyans, he really likes to fight.
Yeah. His entire thing is actually that he is, much like Goku, phytosexual.
Yeah, phytosexual.
Yes. Which is why, a lot of people wondering if we were actually trying to ship them. I mean, we ship them only in that they see each other as, I have to fight this guy.
This is my perfect opponent.
If you just if you were to go in and tactically censor the word fight, it changes the dynamic so much.
Especially because when we were writing this was around the point in Dragon Ball Super where Goku was just going super hard on trying to find the next strongest person to fight, literally having an addiction.
Yeah. That's it.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Doing good, how about you?
I'm doing quite alright. I'm gonna be honest, I only watched Hellsing Ultimate. That's how I got into watching Neil's channel.
Hey, I feel like that's some of our best writing, so thank you.
I wasn't a part of that writing, that would be why.
I wanted to ask, what's your favorite line, be it writing or voicing it, that y'all got to do for that series?
For Hellsing Ultimate Abridged? Yep. Ooh, actually, it's one of my favorite Pip Bernadette lines, actually, for me, which was, actually, you answer first, and then I'll answer because I want to make sure that I get the actual line on this one correct.
One of my favorite things about Hellsing Ultimate Abridged was, because I wasn't involved with the writing, I only ever watched the finished project of it. I wasn't involved in the production at all, except for the parts that I recorded. But I loved that they would, especially closer to the end of the series, really give me some very meaty major lines to just chew on and chew the scenery with. He was such a fun character to play. When it comes to some of my favorite parts for the major, it might very well be in that last episode where Integra comes in. Welcome, said the spider to the fly. Of course, you're more of a hornet. And unlike its modest cousin, the bee, the hornet does not die after it has struck. It guards its nest with the ferocity and the tenacity of a mother who is protecting her child. And she stabs the glass with the sword. Okay, if the bullet's not going to box and vibe with
with a sword. You coward! Oh, we all have our shields. Some of us have tempered glass, others the king of vampires.
So, this is one of my favorite lines, and I'm really glad this is so late at night because I feel like I can say all the stuff that is in this line. So, okay, let's grab some knee pads, a stiff drink, and gobble his cock. You want to sit back and whimper like some pretty little preschool bitch you are? Go ahead! But Alucard isn't here. He's on a fucking boat, and there's not a goddamn thing we can do about it. So do some fucking soul searching, or locate the shattered remains of your testicles, and hope, like always, that the girl comes first before that barricade gives way, and you're made into the world's whiniest lunchable!
If I had to choose another one, just like an episode previously, who gives a shit? The Nazis.
Our forces are behind literally being slaughtered.
Who gives a shit? The Nazis. Literally the ultimate cannon fodder. Nobody cares if they die.
I also really love every interaction between Anderson and Alucard. Writing for those were our favorite bits in the entire show.
Alright, well thank you all very much.
Thank you again. Alright, we got about 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay, I think we can get through one more question. Sorry, guys. We got another panel tomorrow.
Let's lightning round and
okay, lightning round.
I will make this quick. 3 years ago, I forgot this question at the mic, but I have my support group with me. Wait!
Ask it!
World's strongest. Why isn't Piccolo a good body? Because he doesn't have a penis.
Exactly.
Why isn't he a good body? Because he doesn't have a penis. The Bio Warriors. Why is it a good body? Because it doesn't have a penis.
No penis.
Robot Suit. Why isn't it a good body?
Doesn't have
No.
Because it doesn't taste or smell or touch.
Yeah.
You set up the joke and then you pulled the rug out from under me. The joke was because it doesn't have a penis. Oh my God, coaching was right about everything.
Yeah.
Hashtag coaching did nothing wrong.
We just got destroyed, okay? Obliterated.
I won't drop the mic because that's rude.
Thank you, sir. I bless you.
Hello.
Alright, firstly, if you're looking for an editor, professional editor looking for a job currently, I'll be over here. Nextly, Chris Guerrero, who voiced Cooler, was also the narrator in a Funimation show called Toriko. If y'all haven't seen Toriko, look it up. Toriko, eat it, Weird Al, it's great.
He also plays Einzulgon.
Yes, have you all seen Toriko? What do you think?
I have not, so I do not.
I have not, so I do not.
Shame on you! Watch it. If you like Dragon Ball Z and JoJo and One Piece and Food Wars, it's like the greatest thing ever. It's Dragon Ball Z meets Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Watch it.
Gotcha.
Hi, long-time fan. I've watched like DBZA like 36 times. And I try to wait for this little one to watch it too, because you guys are really funny.
Hello, little one.
So my question is, in DBZA, who is your favorite character to voice?
According to Yajirobe, specifically both of them together.
Yeah. It's gotta be my boy Krillin!
Like
Go on, have you done your homework? Because if not, cheat sheet will kick my ass!
I'm so sorry for everybody else on the line.
Well, we do have a panel tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, same room, but you need to bring your ID.
Okay, to be super quick, I was a huge fan of y'all, all y'all since so far. Alucard has been an inspiration for life. But not so much a question about y'all, but as Dragon Ball fans, I wonder what's your opinion on Ultra Ego coming out? I don't know.
Oh gosh, I think it's the perfect name. I mean, multiple reasons. I mean, Ultra Ego for Vegeta. I mean, Tien said it, pure unadulterated ego.
Yeah.
But also the fact that it is ego is the opposite of instinct.
Yeah.
Ego and it. I think it has a great naming convention.
I can't believe they actually found the literal opposite for Vegeta.
It's perfect.
Yeah. I think their eyebrows are a little weird.
I
Alright, so we're going to play the video. By the way, as I said before, if you don't want spoilers for the first season of Beastars, you might want to leave. Otherwise, let's get it started.
Hello, I'm Legoshi, the sad wolf. I'm sad because I can't tell if I want to eat this rabbit or eat her out. But it's also a rabbit thing.
I'm horribly funny, and when I'm not busy being self-shamed and worried about being literally eaten by my classmates, I'm trying to get this idiot wolf to tend to my Georgia O'Keeffe.
And I'm a little rich bitch with a chip on my shoulder and a number on my foot. And I'm going to show the world I'm more than just a deer and become the next Beastar. Scusi? Beastar, not Gangstar. Ah, mi dispiace. Gangstar sounds stupid.
Hey, Louie, one of our friends got murdered. I was wondering if...
Legoshi! Senpai has noticed you. How big and strong you are, with those teeth and those claws. I bet you want to use those on me, don't you? You big dirty doggy.
Do you want me to eat you, or...
Legoshi, do you know what a power ball is?
I'll hide here on the roof, away from when my pants get undone.
Hey, Legoshi, do you know what a service top is? It's wolf season, bitch.
I know there was a grisly murder. Y'all lost a good friend, and the murderer is most definitely still in this room. But we have a big play coming up, so focus!
I find the use of grisly offensive.
I'll bear that. Louis broke his leg!
Dip! On his part. His big, juicy part. In the play.
Bill, shut the fuck up.
So, what is it even about?
I think it's about sexism.
I thought it was about racism.
Maybe it's about homophobia.
Duh. It's about classism.
Hey, Legacy, what do you think?
I don't know. Maybe it's about all those things? Like, maybe it's all about how society looks at you for your race or your sex and puts you in a box. And how we shouldn't let them decide who we are. Only we can decide who we are, you know?
Yeah, stop paying attention. Who wants some rabbit's blood?
And that's how I got suspended from drama club.
Gosh, Legoshi, that's rough. Don't worry, man. I'm sure you guys will be just fine.
Wow, Jack. I wish I could be as positive as you are.
Oh, trust me. I'm not always positive. I've got layers. You know, like onions. Here, eat your existentially disturbing egg sandwich.
I do love the contents of other people's bodies.
Hey, stop fucking up boyfriends. Stop dating losers. What? I know you hear me with those big ass ears. Stop making your shitty boyfriends my problem.
Don't you have any shame?
Don't you have any standards?
Says the rabbit with a pussy like a public zoo.
Says the bitch who's gonna use that black fur to hide the black eye her shitty boyfriend gives her. Actually, yeah, that probably crossed the line a little. Holy! You're like a stand.
Oh. You the wolf?
Huh?
My standing. Or is that too on the nose?
Are you a virgin? Well, that's a yes.
Hey, Legacy, we're going to the black market. Come.
The what?
Oh, you know, just a place where carnivores can eat meat is all.
Wait, so there's a place that literally facilitates the mutilation, murder, and consumption of other people, and we just sort of allow it? That's a philosophical nightmare.
Come on, bro, what's the worst that could...
Hi there. Hi. Name's Goey. Legacy. Are you a virgin? Just take this, rub 2 out, and call me in the morning. Oh, sorry. This more to your taste?
Please stop giving me porn.
This is medicine!
Hi there, I'm Juno. I just transferred in. I hope we can all be friends.
Hey, another gray wolf in the drama club. Nice to meet you, Juno.
You can call me Trash Can.
Why?
Because I want your litter in me.
Listen here, homeroom wrecker. You better back off, Legoshi.
You're not even
You're right, I'm fucking his girlfriend.
Yeah. Then how about I fuck his boyfriend?
I need to go.
Pussy!
It's just weird. Someone in our class was murdered, and it was definitely one of our classmates. And nobody seems to be making a big deal out of it.
So are we dating?
Do you want to?
Yes! Jesus Christ, how is this a question? Yes! I want to date you, you dumb, adorable fucking dog!
Okay, fine. We're dating.
Good. I'll stop sleeping with Louie then.
Heinous douches!
You Lewis Carroll, my girlfriend?
The fuck are you talking about?
Alice in Wonderland! Down the rabbit hole!
If you're going to use a reference as a metaphor, you need to make it more obvious. Otherwise, you'll have to spend all your time explaining it when you should be saving your girlfriend who's been taken by the lion mob.
Oh shit. Then I better call a doctor.
So, how was the porn?
Can we focus on saving my girlfriend from a literal den of lions?
Pretty sure that was the plot. All right, Snow White, take off them clothes. Oh, no, don't worry. I just want to eat you. I ain't gonna Lewis Carroll you.
What?
Alice in Wonderland, down the rabbit hole.
If you're going to use a reference as a metaphor, you need to make it more obvious. Otherwise, you just spend all your time explaining it.
All right, let me make it obvious.
Legoshi, how did you...
Me and a porn-peddling panda pummeled these pussies and pushed past his pawns to procure you.
Wait till we're right in the panda out of high school. Just managed to take down my entire syndicate.
You guys fucking suck.
Jeez, I'm gonna have to do some serious restructuring.
That was kind of hot.
A lot has happened. A classmate is dead. You were kidnapped. I almost killed that mob boss. And throughout all of this, I've had to deny this part of me that wants to devour you. But I want you to know I care about you. And I will do whatever it takes to never hurt you.
Legoshi, would you be my wolf in sheepskin condom? Not?
Yes. He's okay.
I'm sure he's fine.
Call me Janice, motherfucker. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. She killed Aslan? That's it here, Paul Rumrecker.
Thank you all so much for joining Team 4 for the panel. One time we'll be down at our booth tomorrow in the dealer's den between 1 and 3, maybe a little longer, but hey, pop on down there, say hi, sign some stuff out, we got stuff. Anyway, if you got questions that you didn't get answered here, we will be back here tomorrow at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tomorrow. But bring your ID. Because we'll basically be saying the same stuff we were, but it's technically an 18+ panel. Anyway, have a good night, everybody!